beautiful friends. It's Amanda here, and today we're doing something kind of fun and different. I am packing for a girls' weekend trip, and I thought it would be fun to let a random number generator select some of the items that I'm going to take with me. Of course, I have some non negotiable staple items like my favorite brushes and things like that, but I did think that it would be kind of a cool, different way to shake it up to let a random number generator decide some of my color cosmetic items like palettes, what blush should I take, what lip color should I take, things like that. Unfortunately, my makeup mirror doesn't fit in this makeup bag. This is from the Cream Shop. I love this little Hello Kitty bag. So I do have to pack my mirror separately, but I'm just going to be using this Google random number generator to pick between a couple of my palettes. First is the Earthwood palette from Oden's Eye in collaboration with my friend Tina, the Fancy Face. The second palette, number 2, is the Too Faced Italian Spritz palette. This is such a great warm weather palette for me. And palette number 3 is the Evergreen palette from Lethal Cosmetics. I'm really trying to pick things that have some different colorful, fun, bright color stories because I do want to make this summer girls' weekend trip fun, bright, and colorful. And I really want to mix it up and reach for some older palettes that I haven't used in a couple weeks or a couple months. This is the Jewels and Gem palette, also from Oden's Eye. And then lastly, palette number 5 is from Nomad. This is the New Zealand Stargazing palette. And I did decide I was going to take 2 of these palettes just so that I could really get a good variety. So 1 through 5, let's choose palette number 5. That is the New Zealand Stargazing palette. This is really one of my favorite palettes of the year so far, so I am thrilled. And the other palette I'm taking is number 1, which is the Earthwood palette. So I'm going to pack both of those into my makeup bag. And I also want to select a small mini palette for my travel bag. This is the one that I'll actually put in my carry-on when I'm doing my makeup on the go. If you see me in the airport bathroom or sitting in the car in the parking lot, this is the little bag that all of my travel makeup, I could do a quick 10-minute full face with everything in this bag. So I want to pick a small travel palette to go in here. Of course, the Nomad Air. This is the travel palette. This one's lived in this bag for a long time, so I'm gonna give it a shot to remain in there. But I also will be pulling the Nomad Oslo palette. This little quad from Surratt. This is the Beyond Beige palette. I've used this one recently in a little chill get ready with me that I'll link down in the description box if you want to see that one in action. And then I have a couple of options from Flower Beauty. These are the Petal Play quads in Gilded Lily. That's this warmer toned one. And then there is a cool toned option. This one is called Black Iris. So those are my 5 little mini travel palette options. And let's take it to the number generator to see who we're going with. It's number 3, and that means we're packing the Surratt Beyond Beige palette. This is a really nice travel palette because the formulas are so reliable. So I'm happy to switch out my Nomad travel palette for this Surratt one today. Now we're going to choose my foundation. This is a big deal. So I'm going to take a lighter coverage from this group, and then I'll also choose a more full coverage from a second group. Look, it's a girls' weekend. We need options. So we are going to end up with number 1. It's my beloved Yummy Skin Tint from Danessa Myricks. And like I said, I also want to take a more full coverage option with me as well. I like to be able to switch up my look just depending on what we're doing, you know. Is it daytime? Is it nighttime? Is it chill? Is it formal? I like to have options. So I'm going to be choosing between these 4 foundations for something with a little bit more coverage. And I ended up with option number 2, which is this e.l.f. Camo Hydrating CC Cream. As you can tell from how dirty the lid is, this one is well loved. So another great option. Really, any of these are going to work well for me because I'm pulling all of my favorites. So it's never going to be a bad choice. Here I have three of my favorite concealers: Pretty Fresh, the new True Match, the Flower Beauty Serum Concealer. Again, all great options. Anyone I end up with, I'm going to be happy with. And I landed on number two, which is the new L'Oreal Radiant Serum Concealer. Got a bunch of my favorite powders here. I am only going to pack one powder because I'm taking a little face palette that also has a setting powder inside. So this is just going to be my all over powder option. The MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Natural is one of my favorites. This is the Tarte Shape Tape Glow Powder. Another one of my favorites. The first two are more glowy options. Option number three is the sadly now discontinued Too Faced Born This Way, the pressed powder. And this one is the more matte of the three options, but they're all great. They're all going to work well. And I ended up landing on option number three. So Too Faced Born This Way goes right into the makeup bag. Now it's time to choose a cream blush. I am just going to select one because that face palette that I'm packing will have a powder blush inside of it. So I'm going to choose one of these cream or liquid blush options to go in that little carry-on makeup bag just because I find them to be super, super easy to slap on when I'm on the go. Let me know if you want to see what's in that little travel makeup bag of mine because it's definitely a staple for me. Even if I'm running late somewhere, I will take that in the car if my husband's driving and get ready real quick on my way. So it's pretty well curated at this point. Let me know if you're interested in that. Now we're going to let the number generator choose some lip colors for me. First, we're going to choose a liquid lip, a bunch of my favorites here, but I do have a couple wild cards in here, like that bright red Smashbox lip color I've never worn before, so it would really be, we'd really be shaking it up. I did end up with Faux Fur from NYX. I love that one, so that's kind of a safe bet for me. Now I'm choosing something a little bit more comfy and neutral, and I ended up with this e.l.f. lip color, another one that I've enjoyed in the past, but I haven't used in a while. This random number generator was really a great way to get me just picking something different instead of the same go-tos over and over again. I almost dropped it, It's that filming life is hard. So I picked a liquid lip, a regular stick lipstick, and then a gloss. And I was trying to limit myself because I am a lip color overpacker, but I want to show you everything that ended up going into my actual makeup bag. Now, I did end up choosing a fourth lip option, but it's beyond my control, okay? It's the Fantasy Cosmetica lip oil in the shade Ancient One. It's such a staple for me, and I actually had a really purple-centric eye look planned for one of my outfits, so I wanted to have a more purpley lip option. Because I'm packing all of this into my suitcase, I like to take my liquid products and put them in a little Ziploc bag. I've just been recycling the same one over and over again to keep all of my liquids contained in case anything leaks. I need a little setting spray, of course, so I can seal all of those up and make sure that my palettes and all my powder products don't get ruined if anything were to rupture in my suitcase, which has happened to me in the past. Thankfully, I am pretty crazy about making sure I keep my liquids in a bag. So usually it stays contained, but not always. I added that setting spray and now I'm adding this Hourglass palette. This one came out several years ago. You could tell mine is well loved. This is just the perfect palette for me. It's long since been discontinued, but every single color in there works for me. The setting powders, the bronzer, the blushes, the highlighter, everything just works really well for me, and it's such a reliable, great high performing formula. So I always travel with that palette. Also, to go along with the purple eye look that I had planned, I decided to grab my ColourPop Sailor Moon Moon Kingdom highlighter, blush topper. We were going to a drag show, so I knew that I wanted something a little bit more expressive and exciting. So I'm adding that into the mix, as well as this ColourPop Light Sticks in the shade Glazy. This is the perfect way to get my highlighter to stay all day. I was going to Austin. It was really, really warm. So what I like to do is layer a little bit of this light stick right on the highlight parts of my face, and then take the highlighter from this Hourglass palette and layer it right on top so it sort of adheres to that liquid product underneath, and it gives me the most beautiful, soft, radiant sheen that will not sweat off of my face. And I put it to the test because it was very hot, very sunny, very humid in Austin. And I feel like my makeup did stay in place pretty darn well considering the conditions that I put this little face through. I was actually adulting so well before this trip that I washed all of my brushes earlier in the day. So I'm not going to be packing my brushes on camera because they're still drying, but I'll show you some of the other stuff that I packed in this little brush pack as well. Some of my, of course, you need some hair removal tools, scissors, tweezers, flawless finishing touch that, yes, I'm still obsessed with and I always travel with. Got some brow products, brow gel, little pencil, little brow brush. Need all of those to tame these crazy beastly brows. Aside from the brow taming, I also need to plan for the rest of my eye look. So I need some mascara, lash curler, lash comb. I actually did take two different mascaras because I like to layer these. And I don't love the Panorama mascara on my lower lashes. I prefer the e.l.f. one for my lower lashes. Does that sound overly high maintenance? Maybe, maybe not. I also brought a couple of eye primer options, my beloved Ulta matte eye primer, and then also the NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk to give me a nice white base for a really bright, bold pop of color on the lid, which I was definitely looking for. I was looking for some fun looks, some fun, bright, bold girls' weekend type of looks. I brought this brown eyeliner in case I wanted to do a smoky look. I did not end up using this one. However, my other eyeliner options that I brought, I actually did end up using because I planned that really fun, bold purple look. I would love to do a tutorial showing you this look because it was really fun. I did not take any good pictures of myself wearing it, which I deeply regret, but I ended up doing a more simple, super blown out sheer duochrome lid. And then I smudged a bunch of these two purple eyeliners all around my lash line in the water lines, really, really smudged and blew them out. So it was very, very purpley, messy liner. And then I used this purple mascara from Lethal, and I thought it looked so cool. It was really easy to do, but it was just such a fun, expressive, really colorful, of course, duochrome, purple forward. Those are my favorites. Let me know if you want to see that or any other looks that I did on this trip. I would love to hear what you like to pack in your makeup bag. I always love to hear what you think about things too. So make sure you leave all your thoughts down in the comments below. Don't forget that you are special, fantastic, wonderful, and I love your face so much. I will see you in my next video. Okay, bye.